Welcome back to another Yummzy recipe. Today we're gonna be making stuffed portobello mushrooms. Stuffed with what? I hear you say. Stuffed with stuff. No, I'm kidding. So we're gonna stuff them with something different from what you're seeing at the bottom of the recipe. At the bottom you have walnuts for the stuffing and mushrooms as well. Now we're gonna replace the walnuts with a little bit of spinach, and my advice to you, if you decide to do the spinach, add pine nuts to it. I'm not going to add pine nuts. I am not going to do the walnuts version because we have a friend enjoying these with us and they're allergic to nuts. So I'll put all these options in the ingredients down below. Choose whichever one you prefer, make sure nobody is allergic to it, and enjoy. Now, why would you want to eat mushrooms? First of all, they have a high water content. Second of all, they're high in fiber. Other than that, they're great for the microbes in our body, so our gut. So it's great for the gut as well. It's high in vitamin B. It's famous for vitamin D, although I'm not sure how good the absorption of that is by the body. And last but not least, it's full of fiber. Okay, I'm a huge fan for fiber. I already said that, I know. Let's go to the kitchen. Let's get started. Let us know which recipe you follow, whether it's the spinach and pine nuts one or whether you follow the walnuts one. See you in the kitchen, guys. So we just softened the onions, and now I will be adding my mushrooms, stalks. So these are the stalks of the mushrooms, and I will be adding a little bit of salt. I am now adding the spinach. And remember, if you're using the spinach recipe, just make sure you add pine nuts before you put them in the oven, the whole portobello mushroom and stuffing. If you're not using the the spinach recipe, just add the walnuts, which are also written down in the ingredients. So you have two alternatives to make this recipe. Of course, if you're not vegan, you can go for things like feta cheese and so on. But this is a vegan version, so that's why we're using pine nuts. Right, now we will add all the other ingredients. So I'm adding the garlic and the paprika and the thyme. Right. And now I'm going to add my version of breadcrumbs, which we made using the psyllium husk, almond flour, and a little bit of salt. So this is it. There are a lot of keto and low-carb breadcrumb alternatives out there. As mentioned at the beginning, you can use any of these if you prefer. We're doing our version vegan, so we're not using anything from outside. So, I just sprayed these mushrooms from both sides using the oil spray. And now I will simply put the stuffing into them. I will start with the biggest mushrooms. Now you have two options. You can either spray the mushrooms on both sides and put them in the oven for 5 minutes, then add the stuffing. Or if you lack the patience like I do, you can simply spray the mushrooms with the oil, put the filling, and then stick it in the oven for 10 minutes. Not a full 10 minutes, even 7 minutes would be sufficient. There we go. Now this is going to go into the oven for 7 to 10 minutes until I can see that the mushroom shells are fully cooked. Mushrooms, spinach, onions, thyme, all these ingredients, I can't tell you how good the smell is. let's see how it tastes as well. The amalgamation of flavors is so good. All these ingredients just make it extra special. The different parts, like the alternative breadcrumbs that we created, it gives it that extra crunch. Even though we didn't use any cheese, it gives it that little extra crunch. Meanwhile, the spinach and the onions, and the thyme, it just kicks in so beautifully. It's so good.